Welcome to A Good and Family Affair, where love, family, and faith come together. Meet David and Dr. Cynthia Gooden, who with 35 years of marriage, 9 kids in a blended family, and over 25 years of experience helping couples just like you. Whether you're navigating marriage, parenting, or blending families, this is the place for honest advice and practical tools to build stronger relationships. Let's get started, because love and family are always worth it.
Well, I am David E. Gooden, and I'm here with my wife, Cynthia Denise Gooden. We are a Gooden family affair. And one of the things that we do is that we specialize in counseling, specialize in blended and step families, and also just generally in marriage and relationships. And one of the things that we're going to be doing today is that we're just going to be focusing in on blended and step families.
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is an exciting time for me and my husband, David. So we're looking forward to you tuning in with us and getting something out of this. Our goal is to make an impact, a lifetime impact, to transform your family, transform your life, and just cause a shift in your life that, hey, there is hope again, that you all can make it. Okay?
Right. And now we're really going to focus on blended and step families today. And we're just going to really kind of go over, kind of give people an idea of some of the intangibles, all the things that are kind of connected with it. And as we go forward with our podcast in the future, we'll be talking about things specifically. And not really so broad. So we'll have specific titles and issues that go on in blended and step families that we will be addressing. And sometimes we'll have guests. Sometimes we'll have couples that have blended families that have had some interesting situations. And one of the things that we really want to call attention to is the fact that blended families is the new normal for family.
You're correct.
The traditional nuclear family, where you have mother, father, or husband, wife, and children, everybody biologically connected.
Yeah.
That is no longer the majority.
That's right.
And probably 80% of you that are listening to me, you already know that, or you're already in a blended or a step family. So one of the things that we're going to do, or basically what I need to do is that we said that we was going to kind of share with the people, why is it that we feel qualified to talk on this subject?
Can you tell them that?
Well, I am. And one of the reasons is that we've been married 38 years.
38 long years.
And those aren't long years. Those are glorious years.
Oh yeah, you're
Look
right.
Who you
you're
married.
Right. You're
What's
right.
wrong with
You're
you,
right. We're always at a new beginning stage.
Okay.
Because even when we cuss each other out, I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes we do. We don't use the exact cursing word, but you know how it is with a marriage. But you still love each other. However.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do. We have 9 children. We have 5 boys and 4 girls. And I literally had 6 children by 4 different women. My wife had 2 by 2 different men. And then we adopted a niece. And so we literally had 7 outside parents that we had to contend with sometimes, because sometimes they got boyfriends, or they're married, and they have opinions too that end up having some kind of input into what's going on in your house, which makes things kind of touchy, but some of y'all know about that. But also, we have 20 grandchildren.
Yes.
And we have 4 great-grandchildren.
And we just had that newborn, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
A month old now?
Yeah, it was over to the house day before yesterday.
Yeah.
And Cynthia is a great grandmother. The only reason I'm a great grandfather is because I'm married to her.
Oh, man.
Okay, because my grandkids, don't call me great granddaddy. All right. But anyway.
Oh, my God.
After that, we also, Cynthia has a doctorate's degree. We have been leaders in ministry for over 30 years. we have taught over 20 blended family and step family classes.
Yes.
I've mentored over 300 men. You've mentored over 300 women. We also minister to professional athletes and fivefold ministry gifts in ministry.
Yes.
You know, and we've had our own broadcast.
Yes.
And the biggest thing that we have accomplished really in our whole marriage is that God has blessed us to restore the relationships with our children.
Yes.
That fell apart.
And restore our relationship too now. Don't leave that out.
Well, yeah.
Because that was time you can go your way and I can go my way and we're done with this. You know, it's just too hard.
Well, there was a time, that's how I learned how to pray. You know, when you was talking about leaving, I said, Lord, please don't let her change her mind.
Do y'all see this right here? Yeah. You know who been praying, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
Laugh, you guys. Laugh.
Well, it's not
but it's full of love, though. It really is.
It's not a coincidence.
And I had to believe, too, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. It was not easy. So I can help some of you ladies out there, some of you men out there. I can help you now because I have been an overcomer and an achiever, and I made up my mind that I had to have a mind shift change that I am going to fight for my marriage.
Okay.
Do you hear that?
And I think you should, because I'm definitely worth it.
Yes, okay? Come on now.
But, come on. I am definitely worth it.
I believe it.
But it just we love teaching or ministering to and or counseling blended and step families, because we paid a big price to know what we know.
Yeah.
But not only that, our children paid a greater price than us.
It sure did. Because
we were just so unskilled. And here I was just when I met you. You know, you was going to school, and plus you was working, and you had your two boys, and and here I come. You didn't know that at that time
I had three bank full of money too, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I sure did.
That's what made me. That was a tipping point when I decided to give you a shot. Okay.
You guys, anyway, I'm telling y'all, this is fun. Life is fun.
But what happened is that you didn't know at that time that I was a drug addict.
No,
and I was a drug dealer. All right.
Oh, Lord.
And you wanted me to go to church. And I told you I don't do church. I said, I don't even drive by churches.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh. And you asked me why. And I said, well, I used to be a concert promoter, back home in Ohio, because I was raised outside Cleveland in Lorain County. And I said, I used to do concerts with people like the Ohio Players, the Barcades, David Ruffin, the Funkadelics, Roger Troutman, people like that. And I said, church people was at my thing at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, looking at the same women I was looking at, asking me when I was going to church. And I say to myself, you know what? I'm not going this Sunday because we watch football on Sunday. And I said, then in the back of my mind, I said, oh, you think I'm going to be like you? I ain't going to be like you. But at that time, you was wearing a pair of Daisy Duke shorts.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? Because I told our daughters, I said, Beyonce didn't have nothing on your mama.
Oh, wow.
When she was y'all's age. So I think they say that the Bible says that God doesn't tempt a man, but he must have slipped up that day because he used them Daisy Dukes, to get me to go into church a couple of times. So I think when I said maybe I'll do this, I was looking down. I wasn't looking at you.
That's right.
Okay?
I believe so.
But he say he don't tempt man. But I don't know, God. I just think that one time, you just might have said, this is what it's going to take for this dude.
And you know why I had on Daisy Dukes? Because my mom, and out of respect of my parents, my mom and my dad, was married for 54 years, and my mom would not allow us to wear shorts above our knee. And then they would not allow us to wear halter tops and, they was just old school and believe in being very modest. So I respected my parents, but when I got grown and got on my own, I said, I'm going to buy me a pair of shorts. Shorts. They wasn't that short, y'all. And I'll show you the picture one day. And I said, I'm gonna buy me a halter top. And I did just that. And that was the only pair of shorts and a halter top I ever owned.
Yeah, but what you don't understand when you look back, you didn't know that it was the Holy Spirit that had you get those shorts. Because he knew what was coming.
He ordered the steps. God ordered our steps.
Oh, he did.
Don't he, y'all? Yeah, he ordered our steps.
Yeah, he knew what was coming. But you didn't know what was going to be attached to the shorts at that time.
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
Lord.
And actually, we got a picture of it, y'all. That who knows, we might just edit it in there. So when I said that, you will know exactly what I was talking about.
No, you won't do that to me.
Yes, I will. Okay. But anyway, so what we're one of the things that we're going to be doing, and basically what we're going to be doing here is just giving you an idea of what you can look forward to over the next year. And like I said, let me go back to say this here because this is real important.
I'm sorry to interrupt
is that
you.
No, you have to interrupt me anytime you want, because one of the things that where I left off at, I said our children paid a big price for what we didn't know. And that's why we tell people that even if you got a blended family or step family, or you just got a nuclear family, whatever, and you have problems, in your marriage early on, and you find out there's a lot of things that you really didn't know. We tell people and couples, give yourself a break. Because of what you innocently didn't know that you didn't know.
That is so true.
Because all you can do is all you can do.
Yeah.
So if we grow right, we get older right, we learn some things, and then when we learn better, all we got to do is to do better.
That's right.
So we had Cynthia, when I met her, she was about 23 years old, and had her life intact. But what happened with me when I started going to church, I decided and actually got delivered from drugs. I wanted all my kids together.
Yeah.
So, and I had two.
That was a storm, y'all.
Yeah. I had two here in Atlanta, and I also had two in Ohio, and I wanted all of them.
You did.
To be in the same place. So we looked up,
y'all.
And we in a 3-bedroom apartment. With, let's see,
Brady
1,
Bunch.
2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes we had 6 kids.
Yep.
And sometimes it looked like there was so many when we would actually have them all together, which was rare, or it was a summer or somebody came down for a week or something like that. I looked one time, and the first time I saw all my kids in one place at one time, it looked like ants was just everywhere, all over the place. I say I ain't never seen this many kids before in my life. And they was mine, but I loved them. But I actually didn't know, I loved them, but I really didn't know how to love them in the way that they needed to be loved. And because of how I was, always hopscotching, from woman to woman, my children paid a heavy price for that.
Yeah.
Every time I left, my children paid a heavy price for it.
Yeah.
And it took us years to kind of make that up because we didn't know what we was doing.
Yeah.
So, and we really didn't find out how to win our children back, because we had children that if we called them, fine. If we didn't call them, fine. I remember our daughter, and this is our biological daughter, Davita. She was her and Cynthia would go at it so doggone bad.
Oh yeah.
With her, is that
she didn't like me.
Her teacher told a teacher told Davita, said, I need for your mother to come in because I need to talk to her. And Davita said, I can't do that because my mother died, which sounds like something she might say, conjure up, okay?
Well, look at me now.
Yeah, look, now
I'm
you
alive.
can't you can't separate them. You know, they like two peas
And
in
she
a pot.
apologized. She said, that wasn't right, Mama. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I said, you already been forgiven because I knew you didn't know what you was doing and what you was talking about.
Yes, she did at that time.
Well, you know, she didn't want me to come there because she didn't want me to get involved in what was going on at school.
Yeah.
You know how children are.
Yeah. I used to call the school and tell them I needed to give a message to my daughter. And they would say, we're sorry, Mr. Gooden, but she's not in school today. I said, how's she going to not be in school? I saw her get on the bus, you know? And then when the bus comes home with the other kids, I see her get off the bus.
She knew how. You know, she was one of those persons that strategy and analyzing and just knew how to maneuver through things. You skip class and maybe stay in the bathroom and go to somebody's house. Then before school is over, you go back and you may go to your last class. You understand what I'm saying? So
I went to a job one day at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I went through I came through the drive-through. I said, let me see what my daughter's doing in here. What kind of work she doing? I went in there and I got up to the window and I said, I'm Davita's dad. Is she there? Just tell her I just came through the drive-through. And they said, sir, we're sorry, but she's not working today. And I'm saying, I just dropped her off at work, you know. And then when I came back to pick up at 11 o'clock, she came out the building. And she got in the car, and I said, how was work today? And she said, oh, just work, just work. I said, really? I said, that's interesting because I came up here a little bit early, and they said that you didn't work today. You weren't at work. And then all of a sudden you saw where she probably had to use the bathroom at that moment. Like, oh my God, I'm dead, But with our kids, we just miss so much. I missed out. I could have been so much better with my stepsons, with your son, with DeMarcus and Rashad. I could have just been so much better. But we just had so much chaos that was going on between the children and everything that our children were just glad to get out of the house. Matter of fact, 2 of them went into the military like the first day that they was eligible.
It's time to run.
Yeah,
after high school, right after high school.
Yeah, right after graduation.
But that was the best thing that could have happened to them as well.
Yeah, at that time.
The discipline, what they achieved, who they served.
Yeah. But
things happen for a purpose.
Yeah. But if I had to say what turned it around for our kids, for us and our kids, I'd say it has to be when we were at church. We were getting ready to go to Jacksonville in 2002 to start a church with our nephew. And 2 weeks before we left, there was a pastor that was preaching. It was Pastor Greg Poe. And he said, some of you parents, your children are getting ready to be grown. They're getting ready to turn 18. And you parents are going to be talking to your children and you're going to say, son, daughter, you're getting ready to be grown. You're getting ready to turn 18. What's some of the things that you want to do with your life? What do you want to do? What kind of plans you got now that you're entering into this season in your life? And he said, some of your children, not all, they ought to turn around and look at you and say, Mom, Dad, I'm going to do exactly what you prepared me for. Nothing. And he said, because I didn't see you and Mom model a healthy relationship between a man and woman in front of us kids. We didn't see you guys walking around flirting, pinching each other on the butt, and playing with each other. We didn't see you guys resolve conflict without somebody yelling or getting mad, not speaking for days or something like that. I said, we didn't see that. I said, you never actually set us down on your laps and told us how much that you loved us and what's the individual gifts that you see in us and you see where we're gonna go. Said, you didn't prepare us that someday somebody's gonna fall in love with y'all. And this is how you need to steward the relationship with that. Said, I'm going to do exactly what you prepared me for. Nothing. Because too many times we as parents, we let our children out of the house as damaged goods. And our children don't find out either what they learned from home or what they didn't learn from home until they get married or they get into a long-term relationship. And then they're exposed for either what they know or what they don't know. So when I heard that, we was 2 weeks before we was going to Florida. And
that changed your life.
Hey, when I heard him say that, I said, God, dog. I said, I know we done messed up some stuff with the kids, because I could just relate, because some things that I just innocently just didn't know. I didn't know. And so we had one of our sons come over, and I told him, I said, what do you do when you see that as parents that you could have did so much better with your children, but all of them grown but one? And we don't have but a 12-year-old left here in the house, and we get ready to go to Florida. And he said, Dad, there's only one thing you can do. He said, why don't you start now? And then when we got to Jacksonville, we got a chance to really see something that we really hadn't seen like that. And that was what a real husband-wife relationship is supposed to be like, and how you're really supposed to, what parents are supposed to be like raising their children. And it was at that point we just started trying to do better for our kids. Some of our kids had to come down to Jacksonville, and some of them started doing better. And all of a sudden, we started learning better, and we started getting better with our children. And all our children today, they all reference that something happened to us in Jacksonville to where it opened it up for the relationships, that we have now. Which is, we love all our children. We got great children. Thank God that they all doing good. When you got 9 children and ain't nobody calling to ask you for money, you got some bona fide children, okay? Especially when they cash out us and they send us something and they do things for us like they do all the time. Life doesn't really get better than that. So we can we can really share on some platforms, because one of the things when it comes to blended families, if you have a child and you're getting in a relationship with someone, you have a child or they already have a child, then one of the things that you want to do that we never even thought about is you want to get pre-relationship blended and step family counseling. Or pre-engagement blended in step family counseling, not just traditional counseling. Because somebody like us would know the questions to ask that you don't even know to ask. Because when it comes into these types of situations, sometimes you can have 2 people that really, really love each other, but because of the intangibles and all the moving pieces outside, in and outside your houses, that don't mean you need to get married.
That's true.
Because it could be too overwhelming. So you just, it's something to think about. And you talk to a lot of ladies about it all the time.
Yes, I do.
Because you got ladies calling you, you got about 10 of them calling you mama.
Yeah, I get real with them. I get very transparent with them, and what you see is what you get here. I'm not a person that wants to sugarcoat. I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be afraid, but now I tell them, I listen to them, and I give them the best advice, because there's so many brokenness in the world today. Women's being broken in their childhood life, or whatever the case may be. Maybe, they're not getting along with their parents, don't have a relationship with their parents. And I just get transparent and raw with them and let them know that you just have to move forward. How you move forward is determine which direction that you want to go in. And if I believe moving forward, first of all, you have to forgive yourself. And forgiving yourself means I'm going to have to release some of this stuff, because some of this stuff is not beneficial for me any longer. I'm a adult now, and I have my own life. I have my own children. Do you want to pass those things down, what you encounter when you was coming up? No, you don't. What you do is you get and look inside of you, and whatever you don't like, then change it. Be the change that you want your daughters and your sons to be. So that was one of my biggest thing. I started just allowing myself mentally, emotionally change, because there was not all about me. There was situations, circumstances that I know that other people need, the kids need. I had daughters. I had adopted a daughter, so I didn't want to pass any of this garbage. And I tell them today, not today, but in the past, that look, let me tell you something. I did what I did. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm unashamed now. I'm not ashamed of it. I was unskilled, but I was an education person that loves to be educated. But then I finally realized, wait a minute. Coaches need coaches. Doctors need doctors. Teachers need teachers. So I said, wait a minute, I need to be open-minded. I got out of my own way, and I started asking God to help me so I could be a better mother, better friend, better wife for all those that's involved in my life. So I'm telling you this, I'll leave you with this. There is hope for you. If you want to change, please don't hesitate. Don't be a person that says, well, he did this, he did. I stopped blaming people. Don't be on blaming street. I promise you, when you transition over and allow a transformation to come into your life, you're going to see a whole big new door open for you. Now, I'm talking about not saying that it's all easy, because it's not. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you to cry when you need to cry. You can go there, but don't stay there. Don't stay there, because there's a better version of you is lying dormant inside of you that wants to come out, crying. That little girl is crying to say, hey, that little boy crying to say, hey, I know there's got to be more. I know there's got to be better ways to do things, and there is better ways to do things. So I want to just encourage you all with that things can change. But first, your mindset has to change, because that's what all the trash and the cluttered mindset, the thoughts that comes in your mind, sometimes you have to cast those things down. And God is there to help you. But I promise you, if you do it for you, and I guarantee you other people will reap the benefit.
Very good. The only thing I could add to that is that when you got to the part, you said, I was ashamed, but I'm not ashamed.
Right, now, I'm unashamed.
Unashamed, but no, we are ashamed, for some of the things that we did, and especially some of the things that we just didn't. I
used to be that way,
right,
but I'm not that way anymore.
Right. Well, we don't have to, because hopefully we have earned our way back with our children.
I earned my way back first with me, because I had to change me. Yeah. I had to make up in my mind to change me. I do understand what you're saying, but it first started with me, I believe.
Definitely.
The change start within an individual, because had I not changed, no telling, I'd be somewhere on the Paris Island having a great time.
But you'd have missed out on all this.
I know it. So that's why, I'm where I'm at today.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I do understand what you're saying, not negating what you're saying.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's...
I'm just transparent.
Yeah.
I'm not. I always been taught to be real, to speak from my heart. And that's what I do.
Okay.
I speak from my heart. I don't need a strip. This is me. I can't be anybody else except myself. And that's what a lot of times, I can't tell you how many heroes that I can say that I wish I was that person. No, I wanted to find out who I really was, who I am. Who am I?
You're David's wife.
I know it.
Yeah.
But I had to find out within me and made up my mind that I'm going to stay with this family.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that was definitely a test. It was
Yes.
definitely a test.
Even
But-
though I saw my mom and dad married for 54 years and all his children, I still think we lived a decent life.
Yeah.
They may not have taught us about relationship and love and compassion, but I think when we get a certain age, we have to develop that and find that as well. And with God help, God was the center of my whole life and still is, because I have to walk by faith and not by sight. I had to walk by faith, y'all, to still be married. I had to walk by faith to still deal with all the children and the outside parent. I had to do that. And then, I just said, here I am. I'm just going to love everybody.
Well,
The center is love.
well, we've been married 38 years.
Yes.
It'll be 39 December 6th.
Yes.
And so I'm, I've been, debating if I'm going to renew your contract.
Oh, Lord.
And so,
Did y'all hear that?
because I don't want you to take me for granted, because you're starting to
pray for
finish.
me.
I need you to finish strong. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to finish
but-
strong.
but you got. I would say, I told the kids, I said she's got a pretty good chance.
Grace,
of
I need
getting
grace.
extended. You,
Did y'all see all this that I'm dealing with?
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
pray for me out there.
yeah. I think you're gonna be all right. Yeah, so it'll be all right. But as you see, but you know what? Let me add this here. One of the reasons that we went through so much is that we couldn't find anybody to help us. We couldn't find anybody to counsel us that
right.
that could relate to the dynamics that we were going through in our family. Because basically, being in church, they tell you, the teaching is basically like geared toward nuclear families. With a husband and wife, everybody's biologically connected. And I think I was sharing with some people as far as even with the church. And I don't think that the church realizes, and it's pretty evident, I don't think that the church realizes that we literally have a family crisis
We do.
in the church.
Relationship
I mean,
crisis.
it is really, really bad. And we don't teach enough about practical stuff and stuff that's really going on in these days.
And
because
happening
things
inside
that
the
were going on in families 20, 30 years ago, it is a totally different world
It is.
of what you have to deal with. Now, we as parents, I'm talking about, we've been in the church almost 40 years. So we know, the goodness of God, the grace of God, what he can do in our lives, what he can do in people's lives. But we also realize that there's a lot of people sitting out there in the congregation that are getting it too. But they also are saying to themselves, you know what, I got it. This is beautiful. But I also got 3 or 4 free moral agents at my house. That is driving me crazy, giving me challenges, running me. When is somebody going to help me
That's
with
right.
these kind of situations that I'm dealing with? And you guys know some of the situations that our children are dealing with. I'm talking about grown children, teenage children in middle school. Some of the things that they have to deal with, some of the violence. That goes on.
Bullying.
That and one of the things, I'll just stick this in there. They got a prison that we go to that's probably 15 minutes from where this studio is right now. And the chaplain down there is a 25-year friend of me and Cynthia, so we get a chance to go down there all the time. But anyway, he was telling me that there's 17,000 men that come down to that prison every single year. That's 17,000 different men than was there the year before.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
how
sad.
many of those men do you think are men of color? But not only that, what he said is so stunning is that almost 80% of them grew up without their father
Yeah.
in the house. These are the kind of things that we really have got to get behind the scenes and help some of these families, some of these single parents that are
Yeah.
going. You have single, not just single moms, you got single fathers.
That's right.
But we have got to do something to help them to slow these numbers down. And we didn't have anybody to help us. You know, and I literally saw Cynthia crying one time,
Yeah.
and she was asked, and you was asking, where are the elders? You
For
know,
the examples.
yeah, where
of
the
marriages.
elder women,
Yeah.
you know, to help the younger women.
Yeah.
Which, but you know what? I think that if anybody, one of the things that happened when we went to Jacksonville, like we're ministers, you know, you're a doctor, you know, but I think what happened to me anyway, was that when we were literally ordained as elders, I think that title right there, it kind of fit us like a glove more than anything else that people want to call us, because that's all we have done and all we continue to do is to impart into the younger.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're ministers, whether they're pastors,
Homeless.
whether,
Yeah.
you know, just anybody.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what we do. And that's really what people look to us to do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we do. But we didn't know that we were being prepared to be for thousands of other people in the future that we couldn't find.
That's right.
So that's why we're so passionate about it, and we're excited about this podcast. And I'm excited about my wife. She's actually going to be doing some interviews by herself. You know, she may interview one of the kids. She may interview, you know, some powerful ladies. There's no telling what she's going to do. I'm going to be doing some things, interviewing some interesting people, you know, that I know. And we're really, really, really looking forward to this. And we're really thankful for this platform that we have right here. And we're gonna work them pretty hard, you know.
Yes.
But
And the grace, everybody needs grace.
oh yeah,
Everybody needs
oh yeah,
first chance, second chance, and all chances.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
we're human and we're going to make mistakes.
yeah,
However, let's learn from those mistakes. People tell me, well, I'm going through this. I said, well, baby, when are you going to grow through it? Because you're going through it, but it's now time to grow through it
yeah,
and see it for what it is, and how you can overcome some of these situations that
and see
you're
what you
in.
learn from it.
Yes, you have to learn from it and grow from it. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm having fun, y'all.
Yeah,
I just want a family, just want to have fun.
Yeah,
We just want to have fun to
Yeah,
let
it's
them
gonna
know
be
it
good.
can work.
Yeah,
it can. It really can work, y'all. I'm serious. I had to sit down, all the kids, sit them down in the living room. I had to repent to all of them. You understand what I'm saying? I had to apologize to all of them. That's just where my heart is, because I don't believe in, I go into the prayer room and I come out and not loving, not kind. I go in the prayer room because I must keep my mind and my heart pure, so
Yeah.
I did it. I did it more than one time. I had to do it more than one time.
Well, let me tell you what I know about three of them said. I'd say over the past maybe the past 4 years, is that one of the things about children is that not only are they individuals, but they're individually different.
Oh, yeah.
And
all of them are different.
Yeah, and one of the things that I heard from one of the girls, one of the boys, and I heard two of the boys, is that they said that one of these days what they would like is for us to apologize to them individually. Yeah, but it's good. But we're really at a good place.
Yeah.
And the kids get along, the grandkids that are around get. That's just a new world right there.
It
boy.
is. We're just leveling up.
Yeah.
Like, we are manning up and woman up and family up and children up. We're just going up. We're not going down. We can't go down anymore.
No, but
we done been there.
But it's also amazing how much when you look at your kids and you see what they got, from you, just like our kids, like right now, what they're telling us, because all of them, our youngest is 36, is that our kids they all know what they got from their mom or their dad. And it's just so obvious. It's amazing the things that our children get through our DNA without our permission, without them even asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting ready to wind this one down. And do you have anything else that you would want to say?
I just want to say, hang in there. It is not over. Put God in the center. By faith, seek God on what you need to do. Because sometimes we allow our emotions, our short-term emotions, get the best of us, and the decision comes out wrong. So calm down, and I promise you, it'll get better.
Yeah, it will. It will. It can. With counseling.
Yes. Oh, okay? Yeah.
Sometimes you need that third party, especially if you see that we just button heads back and forth. And that's because you really don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it's innocent because you're really trying everything that you know to do, but for some reason it's not working. So if you got a blended family, step family, if you just got a family and y'all going through some things, then what you want to do is you want to go to our website, which is agoodenfamilyaffair.com. And you can get our books. We both have books. I got one, Wisdom from the Father You May Have Never Had, or, well, that didn't work. Cynthia's got a book on reflections, and she also has a prayer book that you'll be able to see that's on the website. We also do virtual counseling, because people on social media are reaching out to us all the time for virtual sessions. And kind of once in a while, the situation may be available, for an in-person, but most of our sessions are virtual. And remember, one of the things that we do is we do pre-relationship counseling, pre-engagement counseling. We do, and that's all blended in step family, pre-relationship counseling, because you want to think before you start getting involved with somebody and one of y'all already have a child. And then pre-engagement, blended in step family counseling, and then in premarital, blended in step family counseling. Those are some things that you really want to pay attention to get. And then there's some couples, and it don't have to be about blended and step families. It can just be, we counsel a lot of people that are just in marriage, to do that. So you can do that, but you can just reach out to us, and we would love to hear from you.
Yes.
Okay? All right.
Well, God bless you, and thank you so much. I pray that you all got a lot out of this. It's a lot to unpack. And it's all good.
Yeah. And look forward to these podcasts.
Yes.
All right. Love you. God bless.
Love you.